قال الله ولا Yahweh Shem Shai Bashuk Crash. Bonus to the apostles and elders of great millstone, our rule and teach all peace and salutations to the brothers on the four corners of this earth, wishing this word in truth and in sincerity. And not as that say shalom. So I posted a video of some new weapons that the UK testing up. And you know what I mean, it begs the question to the men who want to rise up against Esau with the sword. Right? How in the you figure you stand a chance? How do you figure that? I think that is why I got title this video. How do you figure? Question mark. Right? So yeah, how you figure you go stand up against the man blessed with the sword, with a sword? How does that make sense? Right? So I'm gonna play the video and we'll get some precepts, you know, just an impromptu, straight onto the point. It's new footage shows UK Dragon Fire laser weapon system engaging drones at a test range. In my Dragon Fire. Right? Let me get some precepts. First, let me go to where is it by Slovakia? No, let me just get Genesis. Alright, Genesis 27 and 38. It says, And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. And by thy sword shalt thou live. Not thy, but by thy sword. By your sword you shall live. How Esau does prosper? Through wars. By thy sword shalt thou live. So you're going to use the same fucking sword Esau come up with to kill him. How? When his blessing literally says, by your sword you will live. That is basically what it means. By the sword you will live. Don't get me wrong. You will be annihilated in the grand scheme of things by who? Yahweh Shem Yoshai. Alright? Yoshai returns with his sword. When he goes to the book of Isaiah, if I'm not mistaken, where it say, who is it that coming from Buzzer with his garments died? With dyed garments. That's roughly paraphrasing it, but yeah, you get the picture. Yoshai will deal with him. That's why you say revenge is of the Lord. Alright? We can't take revenge on Esau. We can't fight him physically. Like, oh, well, if I got, you know what I mean, go in and get firearms and machine guns and so on and so forth. How you figure you go and stand up against this man? You see what a laser do. These way you coming over with laser to shoot down drones. You understand? It's a little clip where you see they zoom in on the drone and look like a tool and in the air and they're showing you where it, you know what I mean, it's falling into like, it look like a lake or the ocean or something to me. Look like a body of water. I'm gonna put it like that. Alright? So you figure you can fight this man with the sword that he blessed with. It literally says, and by thy sword shalt thou live, and shall serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. Right? And that is right now. Right now we had the dominion. He break the yoke off his neck. He in charge of things right now. How you feel you can stand up against this man without Yahweh Bashim Yeshai? How, what, how the fuck men understand that shit? How you teach men to believe that, really had to be bugged out. Really had to be bugged out. How you think you could stand up against that man with your own blessing? It's a covet feels tidy precept I was thinking about. Micah 2 and 2. It says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand to practice what? Iniquity. You know what I mean? In the leisure time on the bed, when they at rest, when they, you know what I mean? When it looking like, they just fucking, how do you say it? They just relaxing and for lack of words, they don't really relax and they devising how to do wickedness, how to keep themselves in power by any and all means, right? Regardless of if it's wicked, if it's holy, they don't care. They don't care. All they want is to remain having the dominion, right? And verse 2, there's the point. And they covet fields and take them by violence, houses and houses, and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. So like if my voice breaking when I speak and I um still really cool right now, you know what I mean? Still have a little cough, so you know what I mean? It's like yeah. Alright? Covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away, so that you oppress a man and his house, even a man and this a man oppressing your fucking heritage and all. How you can stand up against him with his own blessing? How is that possible? Like how the maths up to get that shit. You know what I mean? How you figure that is why I guess I mean if you think that I mean I guess that is why it have groups saying you could lay with your wife on the Sabbath, you could do this, you could do that, that contrary to the scriptures because I mean if you're going around teaching man, like we arm ourselves. If we arm ourselves to the teeth, we stand a chance against Esau. Like oh bro. No bro, no. Look how we're going on. Biggest worship in the planet is on the planet. Right? Because this is the biggest worship in the world. Right? I mean, China might have something in store for them. You know, when come because what we do know is that China is more advanced than them. When the time they take to build one, the time the US taking to build one worship, China building 10. So we never know. But thus far, they say is the biggest worship on the planet. Right? He owns the biggest worship on the planet. How in the hell you go and stand up against you with some machine guns? Let me be real here. Let me be real. What scientific or technological advancement in you in your right mind think you have that could stand up against Esau in this kingdom? You understand? That is why the Lord said this. No one second, I'll see the grace of God. No one second. Yes, okay, hold on. This was the precept I was looking for. Right? Romans 12 and 19. Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves. Right? These no. This is from Apostle Paul. Right? You know, we honor and cherish these letters. You know, even though men have different opinions of him, it's in the Holy Scriptures. Right? Men meaning when I say men I mean other camps, not here at GMS. At GMS, you know what I mean? We take letters along with the word. You know what I mean? That is part of the word, that is what we use. Right? We do dispute and say he was a madman and he was this and that. No. If them other camps and them who teaching folly, who teaching men that they could live with their wives on fucking the Sabbath and you know, men who doing the ministry for filthy lucre and all these things. We aren't them. You know what I mean? We are faith-based Israelites, not finance-based Israelites. Right? This is Romans 12 and 19. Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath. For it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, say the Lord. You know what I mean? I say, vengeance is yours. Give place unto wrath. You know, whenever I say, give place unto wrath. You know what I mean? Give it some time. Don't just sit and like fustigate. Sometimes walk away, do something, get out of the environment, the immediate environment, calm down yourself. Don't seek vengeance because it's of the Lord, by. However, you think you capable of, the Lord is a million trillion times capable of us. You know? So it have no way standing up to you so with he own firearms and he own machine guns. So you could have a fucking RPG. The sword is his own, man. And he will live, he shall live by it. So if you stand up against you, that you have to wait on the Lord. You have to wait on the Lord. And in Revelation, we'll bring all that piece up and we'll close in the book of Revelation. Right? Um, kept the word of my patience. That is Revelation 3 and 10. Yeah. It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience. The word of the patience, this is the word of the Lord patience. The letters of the prophets and so on. This is the word of the Lord's patience. Because we keep it. We keep the examples that the prophets before us left. We try to live up to it every day. We try to emulate Yahushua in our everyday life, right? So because we keep the word of his patience, meaning what we try to agree with the adversary, you know, we know the devil coming unto us with great wrath, you know that time is short, we know that. So you know, when he say hey, no like for the emic, and they say they want to congregate in the road thing and the place locked down, we couldn't go out and preach, and even when we went out and preach, we split up into smaller groups. When they say alright, groups are 10 and then groups are 5 and so on and so forth, what we do? We split up, we didn't stick together as one big camp on one side. You know, somebody that corner, somebody this corner, somebody that. Because at the end of the day, we would be doing ourselves harm. We not going to arm ourselves to the teeth. You know what I mean? To fight Esau. Because what? Vengeance is of the Lord. That the Lord own. We had to wait on your shy before we could make a step. That's what he said to them, watch well. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. You know what I mean? So keep the word of the Lord's patience. You know what I mean? The brothers that sincere and true and the eye salve. You know what I mean? Trimming the lamps and storing up the oil. Keep the patience out, yeah. Because the time is short, almost out of here. Right? So that hope it was inspiring, hope it's back food for thought. So the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yoshai, Hashem Kakudash. Until next time, Shalom.